Welcome guys. Today is the 31st of January 2019. I just want to give you a quick update. I've been busy. That's why we haven't had a weekly for 2 weeks or more. I apologize. The reason is we've been working on a deal to get the shop and the parking. We've landed, so now there's a lot of work to be done as far as making sure the shop gets cleaned up, fixed, implement new systems so we can have our trucks and mechanics work together to get in and out and have a lot better not only performance for everybody but also better running trucks and all the issues addressed. So a lot of work. I'm excited because it's going to be very good for us and for you guys to be able to have access to our own shop where we service our trucks and make sure that the communication between you of what's happening with the truck to our mechanics through Kyle will get there efficiently and it will be addressed as quickly as possible. So very excited to announce that. Second thing is, and also we're going to be able to now have a better place for everybody to hang out. I wanted to implement some hangouts for you guys to be able to, in summer and spring when it's going to start getting better, I want you to come hang out with us more, and we'll throw a barbecue in front and we'll just spend time more together if you feel like it, and then focus on building a little bit more bond between you guys and us, because you guys are constantly running and you're not here, but I would like to spend more time with you. So the shop will be a great outlet for us to do that. So two things I wanted to talk about. I'm gonna probably start implementing that a little bit more. As you guys know, I know everybody's off right now because it's super cold. We're like at minus 30 Fahrenheit, but so hopefully everybody's gonna watch the weeklies, and there's two things I want to implement in our weeklies. One is I want to talk about more customers that we service. I think it's important. It was always helpful for me to know what's in the trailer and what we're hauling, and it gives you a little better understanding of how important it is that what you guys are doing. So two that I actually found that we did was Sutter Home Winery, which is in California. We delivered 40 pounds of wine to Michigan, which was, I don't know if anybody drinks wine, obviously not on duty, but when you're off. But I like that winery, so it's kind of cool that we shipped that to Michigan to a distribution center. And then Detroit Diesel, which is my favorite engine manufacturer. My favorite 12.7 Detroit Diesel engine. We actually shipped, I'm not sure which model it was, but we actually shipped few pallets of diesel engine components to Oregon. It went from Michigan to Oregon, and it was full of engine parts, and I believe they were on pallets as well as engine blocks. So super cool. Super excited that we get to do that. The second thing I want to talk about is we did have, unfortunately, a pretty bad accident. We had two. The weather is unforgiving, and we had one jackknife, which thankfully both drivers were fine. I always stress out about you guys, and that's the first thing I want to make sure is when we have an issue or an accident, is anybody hurt. The first one, the driver, I have to give him, I will talk to him and see if it's okay to mention who it was, but he actually really saved the jackknife, and his professional attitude and how he drove only saved not only something that could have been a lot worse, is definitely to his credit that he was very professional how he handled that situation, and under a lot of stress. And we all know we do not want to be in any skidding or sliding or accident situation in a semi truck. He handled it very, very professionally, and I know you're watching, so thank you. If it's okay to mention your name, I'll do it in the next weekly, but thank you very much for doing that. That was very professional of you. So the second accident was about us running into a semi that was going very slowly or parked, not really parked, but going very slowly in the right lane, and the visibility, the weather was very bad, so we had visibility issues, and driver was okay. That's the most important thing, and the truck, we'll see if we can get it fixed, but ultimately it was there was few problems that day. Weather very cold, black ice, and for some reason the guy was going very slow on the right lane. And like I always say, if you guys are driving below 45 on a highway, if it's snow, ice, or bad weather, just pull over. It doesn't make sense because the guy behind you might not be as cautious as you, and he's just gonna run into you. Or, you know, so please make sure that if you're slowing down to an uncomfortable level, to 35, 45, just pull over. It doesn't make sense to drive. So that's the second thing I wanted to talk to you, and then both of those accidents. And then 3 is I wanted to thank you because I didn't do a proper thank you for 2018 going into the year. I feel like I've been so busy with everything, and I'm not gonna make excuses, but what I wanted to tell you is how thankful I am for you guys to keep contributing and adding value to the culture and the company, and how important it is for me that you guys know that I value it. And we have ups and downs, but ultimately you guys not only have a belief in what we do, but you subscribe to our culture, and you are patient with our whole process, and you know create the company. And that's very important to me because you are the company, and you are very important in this whole culture aspect that I'm trying to create. So what I've come up with, I always try to come up with ways of being different, and how I can come up with something that is important to you. And so let's utilize the flock that we have, and let's try to create. I'm going to create a channel. I have some ideas that I want to run by you. We have a safety meeting coming up, and we're going to talk about it in person, but in our each groups that are showing up. But then ultimately, what I'm trying to do here is create a channel that you guys can tell me all the things that you think a company that if they implement it for drivers would be like, wow, this is amazing. Like throw some ideas at me, because I have some ideas, and I would like to brainstorm with you a little bit. So let's try to create that on Flock, and I'll have me and Kate and Saeed on that channel, and let's just have fun with it. I know we have improvements to do. What I would want to focus on is how we can create something different than everybody else is doing, and maybe we can try implement it or pilot it with a few drivers and see if we can make that work. But I would really want to try to do that, because I believe there's some room for improvement, and I appreciate how you guys work with us. I know we're running used equipment, we're a small company, and yet you have choice to be somewhere else, but you like what you're seeing here. So I really appreciate that. So I want to kind of take that into something new, which I always wanted to do, and be creative with how we can give back I would say, but it's not really giving back. It's turning the dial up on our culture and the driver focused and the driver appreciation, which everybody talks about, but nobody's doing anything about it. So I would like to brainstorm with you a little bit and see if you guys can creatively come up with something. So that's about it. It's a long video, but I had a lot to say. It's just I wanted to get it out because hopefully I will do the weeklies more like I promised, which is going to be weekly. But the shop needs my attention, so I might not be as consistent as I should be. But I will do my best to do that for you and to give you updates on what's happening and what we're hauling, because I think that's always a cool info to know. Please be safe. It's super icy right now. We're not running. We're gonna probably do some dispatching here today for daily runs later on afternoon. It's warming up, but let's plan on running Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because we just had our 34-hour restart in the middle of the week. So pick it back up, run through next week, Thursday or Wednesday, Thursday, because it's actually going to probably snow Wednesday, Thursday. So we can see how bad it's going to be, but maybe plan that 34-hour restart later on in the week, next week. But let's try to pick it back up. There's a lot of freight to move, and thank you for listening. Please share with everybody, and please drive safe and stay warm. Thank you.